All right, we're live. Corvo, do the intro.
Welcome to the men that chuck frogs or throw frogs. I'm Corvo. Nate's hiding his face. Heen also hides his face. And
You don't even have your face on, so
I
I'm
do
eating
too have
lunch.
my face
I don't
on.
want y'all to see me eat
it
lunch.
just wasn't open for me. That's all.
Oh yeah?
Remember, keep it clean for the first little bit because we are still on YouTube.
Oh, oh yeah?
When you say clean, like,
How clean?
is this like don't be crude type of clean, or is it like
Yeah, what type of clean are we talking?
no racial slurs? No, not that we would say any of that.
Clearly no racial slurs. I thought that one was a bit of a given.
I mean, we wouldn't go there anyway, but you know. Corvo worst.
Oh, you know what the strat was for this shit?
We should just restart it. Not the stream, but what Corv and I were doing. We're
Yeah.
totally not still.
Yeah, we're totally not distracted right now.
Oh my hell, I'm
So-
over here being like, hopefully they'll carry for a little bit while I eat, and you guys are like, oh, we're just gonna play games.
we got a little bit distracted when you weren't showing up. Well,
Yeah.
rather when you were out eating food.
When you should have been
getting
here
food.
I was
carrying us.
foraging for food.
Foraging for food?
Foraging.
Were
I
you
don't
in a
think you can
forest?
forage for food at a Taco Bell.
You have to go find it.
You digging through the garbage can like a homeless man?
It's like when you run into somebody you know at the grocery and just be like, they'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And it's like, "Oh, I'm just hunting for elephants." It's like,
What?
Nope. Fishing for
No.
birds.
fishing for birds.
Fishing for birds.
That's a good one too.
Yeah?
I dropped my pocket here, so I need to, so I came back. That's what you
Oh
did.
yeah? Is that what you
Yeah.
dropped? Thought you were dropping something else, to be honest.
Yeah, I was just happy to see you as well.
I bet. I would be too if I saw me.
So Corv and I were discussing the idea of, I guess, what's the term? Not newscasting, but like casting for some Dota games that we may play in, or maybe some of our select friends may play in, and kind of shit
Esports
talk on
casting?
ourselves. Yeah, or we send some of the games that maybe us, or maybe not to name names, but select few friends might
Might have taken part
Submit
in.
clips
might
for
have
different
taken
gameplay.
part in.
Yeah.
So we submit it to like Jenkins, or somebody that does fun reviews on that sort of stuff. Can't believe you died, Corvo.
Just to be clear, you haven't yet,
can.
but you're discussing it for the future.
Yeah, we were just, it's just it's in the works,
It's an
up in the
idea.
air. But maybe if you're to be a Treant player that went Battle Fury first item, I don't know who would do that among us, but
Bound to happen eventually, right? That hurt.
can't
I mean,
believe-
we could. Probably eventually. Oh.
or we just submit some of Trace's plays as Wind. Submit those to Dota Cinema.
I'll just spam out playing my Flame Bay, and that'll do it. Because so far, every time I've done it, it's fucking highlight worthy, apparently.
Pretty much.
So, Nate, how was your week? Anything happen?
No, nothing crazy. I mean, I didn't get to have my day off last week, but that's all right. I had to cover for a coworker, and I get to have it off today, so I finally get my 2-day weekend back after
Did you get
like,
extra
2
for
months.
it? Like overtime pay or anything?
No, I didn't get overtime because I went ahead and took another day off. I was like, you know what? I don't give a damn. I'm taking this other day off. My boss goes,
Tisk,
yeah,
tisk.
that's fine.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I don't think this strat's working for us, Corvo.
How about you
Oh,
guys? You
yeah?
guys do anything exciting this week?
Uh,
Flirted a lot with Kimberly's coworker. That's about it. I put in a lot of groundwork.
is it more of like to make her jealous type of thing, or is it like
Her coworker is just that attractive.
understandable?
Yeah, she is overtly gorgeous.
I just think it's funny the difference between like well, maybe not necessarily relationships, but like experience with women, like the range of experience with women, between between the people in the Discord, it's just so vastly different. Like,
Yeah.
say, go from maybe you to Trace, it's just like
Oh,
Trace has never
significance.
done anything
Yeah.
really. It's just like, I mean, yeah, and you on the opposite spectrum, there's plenty of experience.
Plenty of time put into women.
How's that? What did you get from Taco Bell? Mr.
I got
Nettleton?
a free Chalupa Supreme, which is always delicious. Baja Blast.
Cheers.
And I tried their double steak spicy grilled toasted something burrito.
Mm,
It's gonna be good.
I bet.
I think today's the day we discuss the viability of a blood sword.
Oh yeah. What? How much blood was it that she needed for it? Like,
One of us did the calculations.
I thought it was you.
I think it was me. I don't remember the figures. Well, because you'd have to take into consideration if you're going to keep the person alive. If you
To
you know
further farm.
yeah, so it's like if you're to do it from one person versus if you're to do it from many people, I think it was somewhere in the hundreds you'd need people, or it's like hundreds or thousands of people you'd need to donate numerous times.
He-
Yeah, I'll buy back. But yeah, you needed like thousands of donations.
You gotta lure him this way.
Oh yeah, he's gonna kill me.
Yeah,
Needed
thousands of
thousands of
donations. That's
Well,
putting it rather kindly.
yeah, because well, I mean, a general donation is like what, 2 pints of blood? 1 or 2 pints of blood? I forget how much it is. But I mean, you just need selectively the iron from the blood. And so you'd have to reduce, I mean, you'd have to boil and reduce the blood down into iron.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, so it's just like, it's kind of a lot of work, but it is possible. If you were to do it as one person, I think you could do it in your lifetime, maybe. You just have to you wouldn't have a lot of blood the entirety of your life. You'd always be feeling a
Basically.
little low. You'll be a little pale,
A little.
Well, unless your
The
body
palest
learns,
not alive.
oh yeah, we need to make more blood because this guy keeps draining it out. So then all you have to do is just, once your body's trained that way, then you just produce more blood. Win-win.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that,
Yeah.
Henry? Just make more blood. Come on.
I'll just tell my
Make-
body to get on that, like
First act
That's what
of
Charlie
business.
Sheen would do.
Can I get that as a bracelet? What would Charlie Sheen do?
I don't think that's exactly what you want, but
I mean, it's exactly what I want. I don't know what you want with your life, but I know exactly what I want. And
You
that
want-
happens to be it.
what would Charlie Sheen do? Now I'm thinking about it. Like, where did the Jesus fish come from? It's like,
Probably
you
the
know, like,
water.
well, I mean, like, you know, you've seen that symbol, right? Though, like, the
Yeah.
what would you do, or what would Jesus do, or the Jesus fish? Is it like, I wonder if there's like more symbolism behind it rather than just like, you know, he fished.
Oh, just kills me.
I heard a story. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but basically, when Christians were being persecuted or hunted down and killed, what they would do is if they were talking to somebody and they weren't sure if they were Christian or not, they would draw a line, a curved line in
Like
the
a
sand,
speakeasy
in the
symbol,
dirt.
kind of.
Yeah, with their foot. And if the other person was a Christian as well, then they would finish it and
finish
draw
it.
the rest of the fish. But I don't know how
That
accurate
sounds
that is.
familiar.
Huh.
I mean, it would certainly make some inkling of sense for that.
Don't
But the
the
real question is,
Masons
why
have
is
like
it
a
still used?
secret like handshake? Well, to stem from like, you know, needing a secret passcode type of thing. If we were to make, you know, men who throw frogs secret sign, what do you think we would do it? Would we do like some sort of hand
Shiner
sign?
lips. That's the symbol I choose for mine.
Symbol is you have to peg each other.
Done.
That's the one right there.
Oh, lordy.
Well, we're in trouble here. I don't know why we're still playing this. This is so distracting. Uh, or is there any secret organization, or quote unquote secret organization that you'd want to be a part
a
of?
part of?
Yeah.
I mean, if the Illuminati was real, I feel like that'd be the go-to, right?
They're probably real. They just probably don't call themselves the Illuminati.
Probably not.
They're probably oh, let's see, hold on. I know what they are.
The Masons.
The
They're
Masons.
the Hermetic Order of Frogs.
That's it.
A Hermetic Order of Frogs. Fucking hell.
We're actually them. We are.
Can
We
confirm.
are the secret organization.
We are Illuminati. We are Legion.
The Hermetic Order of Frogs.
The Hermetic Order of Frogs. That's what we honestly should have gone with. I feel like that would have been a great one.
But we're the men who. Is it the men? The guys?
Men who throw frogs.
You know, I should know this because, you know,
You're a part of it?
I'm a part of it.
Yeah. Probably. It would help.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, who cares?
It's fine.
We don't need it, really.
What are you guys even playing?
So,
A
Civ?
Dota custom map. It's
yeah, it's one of the
Attack on
arcade modes.
Hero.
Attack
I
on
think
Hero
it's
2?
called.
Fun custom heroes.
Yeah, it's
Filled with many a death.
Yep. It's a
I
real Dota is
randomed
too.
because I didn't realize we were actually in the match.
And it worked out because he's just It's oddly carrying my gambling addiction that I now have in 2 realities. Oh.
Steak burrito was good, but
As they always are.
it was a spicy steak burrito, and rather than make it so the steak itself was spicy, they put jalapenos on the top.
Mm. Do you not like jalapenos?
Jalapenos are great, but I wanted a spicy steak burrito, not a steak burrito with jalapenos on top. So next time I get it, I'll just get the normal one and then put the hot sauce inside.
What sauce do you usually go for?
The red, the hot.
You fire sauce?
Mm-hmm. I'm not El Diablo.
Do you like habaneros? Is that
Habaneros are very good.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I think I don't know if my like mouth is broken or something, but like they're not spicy for me at all. Like I
You're probably
don't.
just used to it.
I think you're broken.
Have you ever had mango habanero salsa?
Yeah.
Well,
I only lived because
That's so
of
good.
my ring.
yeah. That was a bit risky for me to do that.
So I've been playing the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign as of last night and today, and
We
it's pretty
noticed.
good. It's I think it's better than Vanguard's. Vanguard's was a lot more basic, more simple, but it makes sense because it was World War II versus modern.
Yeah, modern age war.
The Vanguard, the campaign, everything was very straightforward. Do this thing, okay, we're done. Do this thing, oh, something else happened. Do this along the way. Versus, it feels like COD Modern Warfare 2. It's very, oh, we didn't get him. Go find him here. Oh, we didn't get him. Oh, now we got to go backtrack. Oh, we didn't get him.
Oh, the classic. Your princess isn't in this castle.
Yes, the classic blunder.
Classic blunder. What was
Except your princess is a terrorist with American nukes.
Jesus. I've chosen some very suspicious friends.
Mario's the special ops.
Right?
Oh Lord.
Can they make that into? Oh my gosh, your gambling addiction.
Spec Ops Mario.
Spec Ops Mario. We have a problem.
It's me! Here to shoot you! You think the SEAL Team 6 said that when they
Here
raided
to melt
the
beams with
compound?
jet fuel.
Do you think that SEAL Team 6 said that when they raided the compound? They
I
all kicked
think
in the
so.
door. It's me!
A SEAL team of 6.
Here we go!
Let's go.
You die.
I did. I'm a very squishy boy.
Buy some like defensive stuff, bro.
Backlight.
But gambling, Henry.
I can only carry for so long.
You're doing great. It's alright, I got this one.
Do you?
No, probably not.
We should just stream this at this point.
Honestly. I mean, my other monitor did shut off, so hold on.
How did your monitor shut off?
I don't know. It's that old monitor. I need to get a
Oh,
new
the one
one.
that like blinks
but,
in and out?
yeah, but sometimes the blink in and out is a prolonged blink, aka it's just like no more, no mas. And
That explains how come you don't play Battle Royales anymore, because you just lose too many.
yeah, something like that.
When Warzone 2 hits, are you going to come play it with me?
Fuck no.
Come on, man.
I have
Play
zero.
it for a
COD's
week.
Nowadays,
week
just
and
don't
then
interest me.
that's about it.
But it's not about that it's caught. It's that I want friendings to come play with me.
Oh, that's crazy, Nate. You want friends to play with out of all the games that I've tried getting y'all to play, and you're just like, no, I'm gonna stick with the 3 games that I play.
That's right. And I've
There's
tried
the old
recruiting you to those 3
reliable.
games.
Did you pick games that like take a lot out of somebody? Like, I'm not gonna go play WoW.
I
Okay, I'm gonna
like
make some
games
gold
that
open.
require an investment.
What, years of investment?
Maybe, mayhaps.
I will hard pass on all of those. The heck did I just get?
Going back to COD a little bit, if you guys had to be in the military, what branch of the military would you be in? Would you want to be like a
Probably
jarhead,
Rangers.
go be in the army,
I'd probably go to the
be in the
Marines.
Rangers, Marines?
Yeah.
Would
My
you
grandfather
be
was in the Marines.
really?
I think actually both my grandparents were, or no, I think one of them might have been the Air Force. I can't
Oh,
remember.
okay.
Did you just? Is that
He's
yours?
mine. Yeah. I got him out of a present.
Okay, he's got carry
So
now.
you were wondering about when I was gonna start carrying, Henry. When are you gonna start?
Nate, he just bought a giant Roshan that has fervor, fury
Gambled
swipes,
for a giant
and bash.
Roshan.
Like,
I'll have you know.
And it just kicked your guys' butts.
No, it's kicking the enemy's butts.
Ah,
It
it's
fights
perma
for me.
bashing.
It's basically Slardar on crack with 6 giants rings inside of his body.
what a
And
joke.
splash attack.
Yeah, and Splash. He's a healthy lad. That said, I do need to be also attacking things. Get him, puppy.
If it's only bosses, then we win.
Yeah. Sorry, Roche. Well, actually, I'll do a lot of damage to him.
I'm tired. I've done nothing today and I'm
Because you
tired.
sleep a lot, Nate?
I have you know that I woke up at 7 this morning and I have been awake since.
I too woke up at 7. Just
Shut up, Henry.
Didn't go to sleep at a
Just
decent
not
Didn't
time.
today.
ask.
I woke up at 7. It just wasn't today. Is that
Oh,
ano-
good
oh my
lord.
gosh, dude.
I got another one.
So
Oh.
stupid. Alright, I'm gonna start gambling now.
My dad be like,
My dad be like, yeah.
I bet you our viewers love this. You guys are playing Dota. I'm playing with
Yeah.
my phone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, it can't be. Oh, how do you have so much gold?
Oh lord, I almost killed my Roches. No, don't deny him.
Deny him. I'm hexed. Why am I got hexed from gambling.
Yeah, I don't though. I'm immune.
No, your gamble hexed me is what it was.
Oh, that's it. Well, sucks to suck, Heed.
Yeah. Don't you know?
Nate. Let me deny him.
Don't you dare. Don't you touch my baby.
Do it.
Run away, child.
I'll just let him do all the work. I'll be up here. I'll let the Roches be on bottom this time.
Oh yeah.
You like it better on top?
Depends
Don't
on the
think you
day.
can, huh? Oh, it's fine. I got the ability, and
Okay, so you won.
yep, initially. I am the big win.
Big ween. Ner.
Alright.
Alright.
What is that item that we used to get way back when we played this?
We have a problem.
Yeah, we know you have a problem. But what do you conceive your problem is?
We need
How
the
long are you
Roches up
hexed
top.
for?
Yeah, I think it's 30 seconds.
That is a long time.
We need backup from Roche.
Oh,
Bless you.
big sniz.
Why is there not backdoor protection here? Probably just leave him up there, honestly.
Wouldn't be the
He's the
worst.
final boss. There's
All right. Vintage or modern cars?
Vintage.
vintage.
Okay, which vintage cars?
You already know which vintage car is mine.
Corvo wants to drive the Oscar Mayer
70 Cuda
Wienermobile.
Hemi.
He's going to go out and find the original Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, and that's what he's going to drive.
Tempting.
The glizzy bus.
Glizzy bus.
Glizzy bus.
What about you, Henry?
You know, I really like older Pontiacs. Like
Like,
70s Pontiacs.
Firebird or Thunderbird, whatever they're called?
I forget what the model is.
Old
I mean,
American are cool, yeah.
Yeah,
The old boats.
Old boats. Old muscle cars are really great.
Yeah, T go around corners.
True.
Yeah, but that's when your driving comes in handy.
Yeah, but okay, you just gotta know to don't put your foot down on the gas if you're in a corner.
Yeah,
Unless you're a
Firebird
bitch.
formula.
Then you do it every time.
And then you spin out every time. Because the limited slip diff with or not a non LSD with a hard rear suspension means you just go whoop.
Alright, what are your thoughts on convertibles?
Converters are cool.
Like, but would you have one? Is the thing.
Yes. I am standing to inherit one actually.
Really?
My dad has two 70s MGBs, and the Bs are either GT, in which case they're hardtop fastback, or they're standard, in which case they're convertible. And they're fun little cars.
See, the friends of mine that do have convertibles, I haven't heard good things about it. Like, they're just like, I think it's probably due to their like poor misuse or
User
like
error.
yeah, to the user error rather than like the
Well, like
actual
what?
car's
Because
fault.
what are they saying? Like, oh, I got a sunburn.
I left my top open and during
And it got-
monsoon season.
Yeah, and it got rained in. That's your own fault.
Basically, it's some combination of them leaving it open during bad weather, or something or other where they left it open and had something taken from the car or whatever, and it's just like,
They live in San Francisco.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, when it comes to owning a convertible, you're relying on the social contract to keep people from stealing your car. Because
I don't
if I've
remember
got a
signing
soft top
this.
convertible, if somebody wants to take my car, locking the doors isn't going to matter. You can buy another soft top for the car, or even just stitch it up. So just cut in and just take it.
Yeah. Rag tops, I never saw as a viable option.
No,
That I never really liked the look of them to begin with. To be honest.
I do prefer a hardtop convertible too, um, over the ragtop. But there's something about driving a ragtop though.
Eh.
We have both, or my dad has both for his MGs. He's got both of the two cars have ragtops, and then he's got one shell that he'll put on. I kind of would like to get a shell that's white, because right now it's solid black. But if I got one to match the paint, it would look pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, I mean it could for sure.
You also got to remember I work on Miatas semi frequently, so I like them. I still like convertibles. Now, Utah is absolutely a weird place to have one because you can't drive it half the year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, that's true. Even, I mean, like, winter, I mean, snowing obviously, but also spring is basically just winter
fine.
trying to slowly go away.
You can drive it in spring with the top down. You just got to be good at putting the top up quickly. The other thing you got to know about driving a convertible is it's going to get colder in there.
Yeah.
Because it's just the weather creeps in through the top, whether it's rag or hard, a lot easier than it does through a standard, sedan, or a coupe, I guess. So there are some caveats that you got to know when you're going into owning a convertible. And once you're okay with them, it's great. I love having a convertible.
What do you think about really small cars, like
The MG
like
is
smart car size?
Okay, you're talking like Taco Bell packaging,
Yeah.
like you're driving around a Taco Bell bag.
Yeah. Like
those
maybe
things are
like the
death
larger
trap.
size would be like Mini Cooper. Like that would be like the big.
Now, Mini Coopers have a special place in my anus for a different reason.
I
The
like
MG
Mini
is a
Coopers, they're fun.
subcompact. I drive a compact currently. I love it. I prefer small car over big. Unless I'm driving a car, in which case a boat of a car is way fun. Like the Chrysler 300. Drive around a Mob Boss car. That one's fun to drive.
Yeah.
But I've
See,
driven like a Fiat
The
500.
R8 was nice as far as like cars go, but I just like after owning them, I don't think they're that practical.
The boat cars?
use-wise. No, like sport, like the high end,
Oh, the high
like
performance
sports.
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't have, when it comes to Chrysler 300, you can just get it with the standard Hemi. You don't have to have the
Yeah.
Scat Pack. The Scat Pack's cool in it, but you don't have to.
I think one of the only like super high end luxury cars I would ever go with would be a Rolls.
Yeah,
Just
a
because
Rolls Royce
they're
Phantom.
as expensive as they are, they're worth the money you
Oh,
put
yeah.
out.
Oh, and they're heavy as fuck, dude. These things, like, they
Yeah.
weigh as much as trucks.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that they're really heavy, so their fuel economy is not the best. But they're dead quiet. They drive so smooth. They're so comfortable.
They're comfortable. And they're beautiful cars.
Oh, absolutely. Like the Rolls-Royce Phantom.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just,
Phantoms are fucking.
I would die, dude. Oh, they're so beautiful. I still probably wouldn't own one if I could, because I would be too afraid to damage it.
Oh yeah.
keep it in the garage. maybe if you have a lot or some, or live in a small town, or rather in a low populated town.
I don't know. For me, I think cars are
Bedroom.
kind of in that weird spot where you want to get a car and you want to take care of it, and you want to keep it in good shape. You want to keep it running. You want to keep it, no rust, no damage. Cosmetically, everything's good. Everything feels good, drives good, and you don't want it to be in an accident or anything. So you buy like a vintage car, and then you don't want to drive it because you don't want to ruin it. But what's the point of owning it if you don't enjoy it?
Use it.
You don't
Yeah.
drive it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard where you buy these vintage cars. I saw somebody was selling a first gen Miata, and it was red. It was the factory red. It had the paint match top, the hard top, and it had 31 miles on it. And they found it like last year. So this car was old school, 31 miles from factory. So you need to replace all the belts, hoses, gaskets, all that stuff. But it's such a collector item at this point that you want to own it, but you don't want to drive it. So you're, I don't want to say wasting it, but you're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
I just bought a tank. Oh no.
It's like I'm going out and buying nice hardware for your PC and then not plug it in. I remember when I got my 30 series, I was like, I'm so excited to use this. And the more I was using it, I was like, man, I don't want to burn this out because it's only got so much
Yeah.
life on it. But then I realized, what's the point of not using it? What's
Yeah,
the
you
point of
bought
owning
it.
it
You
if you're
might
not
as well
going to
get your
use it?
money's
Yeah.
worth.
So you got to find that range where you're comfortable with. If I drive this car and it crashes, I'll be okay. So if I buy a Rolls-Royce Phantom and it gets totaled, am I financially going to recover?
Probably not.
Probably
They were
not.
expensive. Because I have realistically looked at like pricing on getting one, and
They're like,
no.
what are they like? They're like
They're in the hundreds of thousands at least.
500K, right? Like 550 something.
I want to
like
say
that.
closer to a mil, but
Yeah, they are closer to it now. I can't remember the exact pricing on the one that I looked at, but
I want to say they're high 800s.
it was enough to where, and this was at the point when I was spending a decent amount of money, and I was just like, I don't think this is worth it.
It would be cool to maybe you could lease one.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't really get the perks of actually owning a
Of
Rolls
owning your
Royce,
own
which
Rolls
is
Royce.
each one is tailor made to you. Which is like the main draw to it. It's just like it's a one of one car.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Generally sell an F-150 every 30 seconds.
Did you know an F-150 needs repairs every 30 seconds?
Found on road dead.
Yep.
Fix or repair daily. The best part about Ford is if you look at the emblem, they circled the problem.
Yeah. That they did.
Yeah, but if you were to have a nice car in like most European countries, you probably wouldn't want to drive it. In
No.
America, it'd be fine. Roads are
Depends on.
generally
Oh
large
yeah,
enough.
quality of roads. Right.
Some areas.
I guess I'm
are
thinking where
nice.
you would want to drive it because like the Bronx,
Yeah, if you're like downtown,
you take your
inner
shoes off
city
when you
or
go to the
something,
Bronx
it's
because they
like-
might be stolen.
But if you're somewhere in like Spain or Portugal, and you're like,
You wouldn't really have an area to like
y-
enjoy
y-
the car as much.
no,
Is my thing.
the roads are so small, so tight. It's not even worth. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it.
No,
It's almost
I don't think it would
more
be
of a
either.
hassle to drive in some certain European countries. Like if you're in like more the capital or, or like living in the inner city somewhere.
Anywhere where things are actually gonna like stuff to actually do.
But if you're in the countryside, it's not really a problem.
Right. Your cities just weren't built to hold as many people. Versus you come out here and a lot of the eastern cities, sure the same way, but the more you move west, the more the cities are
Yeah.
designed to hold people.
Because I mean, they're
Well, then we also
originally
have more
made for
area.
horseback and carriages, but then they split a 2-lane road that was meant for horses into
That's why a lot of the areas, it's
four or
mostly
eight
just like
different lanes.
a lot of one-way streets.
Yeah, you go to
That's a
like
huge
Italy.
problem with like New Orleans. New Orleans
Mhm.
is one of the older cities in Louisiana that's like hasn't undergone a lot of changes, and it's mostly just one way.
Yeah, but Western America's pretty good
Yeah.
ish.
I would say you get to like Ohio and West, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Even though Ohio's kind of a death trap, but
But places where they have more grid systems implemented, they usually have bigger roads, and
oh, except for
it's usually
California.
usually
California's got
fine.
big roads, and they still have problems there.
California has a
Well,
lot
it's
of
because they
problems.
just they just have a mainly it's like an overpopulation
They got a
problem. They just
boatload
got
of
too many
people out there.
people.
Too many people, not enough houses. Actually,
Not
yeah.
enough anything.
Yeah.
The thing
Like
that's
they don't even
funny
have
is
enough
like
water half the time. It's like,
they're not
why?
even like how their zoning is. Their residential zoning is they're basically only allowed to have like one family house plots basically, but it's like majority of people that are homeless, they don't usually, they're looking for somewhere small that is affordable, not like a
Yeah.
actual house to move into.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
part of
like,
Utah's problem is they're building houses, and house pricing is getting so high. People are now looking for apartments or condos, and so the price of houses or of apartments and condos is going through the roof too. And they're not building more condos or any housing complexes. They're just building more houses
yeah,
because
like
they
a
can get a bigger
small
profit on houses. But we need
small
affordable housing.
typical suburban house is just like 600-700K at like bare minimum.
Oh yeah, I would say like in American Fork, a lot of them are getting to 600 to 800K.
That's crazy, but they keep building them.
They do
For some reason.
because people buy them.
Boomers. Back in my day, when I was your age, I had my own house and went to college for free and
Yeah.
had 30 kids, and then now it's like the current generation.
I don't
Yeah,
have any kids and I'm poor.
yep.
Current generation's just like, maybe if I keep working, someday
Yeah,
I can
maybe.
get an apartment.
Someday I could rent a house.
If I go to college, everything will be okay. Years later, I'm suffering from debt still.
Yeah.
I think it's funny, like all throughout. I mean, there's a big push during middle school, but especially in high school. It's like, you got to go to college, get your degree, and, so you could have a successful life. And it's like a lot of people that I know that have their degrees already, it's like, they're working minimum wage jobs. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a problem right now, and there's no easy solution. I think part of the problem is just that we have so many boomers on Capitol Hill. One of the things that I was reading about is part of the problem with the housing market is that we do have so many boomers on Capitol Hill, and they keep adding different laws and policies saying that, oh, a house needs to pass plumbing, electrical, all these different inspections, and that's fine, that's good. The houses should have to pass things like that. That makes sense. But they're also making it so people that pass them off have to have those certifications. And then they're making it harder to get the certs. And they're making it more expensive to get the certs. So it becomes harder to build a house. So the prices of housing keeps going up and up and up because of all these extra conditions they're adding on after the fact. And they all own houses. They all own property. So they don't see what's wrong, what the problem is, because they're already in the market. But first-time home buyers can't buy houses because all these extra fees that keep getting tacked on all over the place that we never would have had to compete with if they weren't added on by people who own property.
Yeah. And people are wondering, why aren't young couples having tons of kids nowadays? It's like it's just not realistic.
No.
Yeah.
Not to even mention that, divorce rates are higher than they've ever been.
Actually, that is a misleading statistic.
Is it?
First marriages, the divorce rate of first marriages is way down. It's down like an insane amount.
Is that because people are stopping getting married?
It's because
Because it's
people are getting
just the
married
biggest
later.
scam.
The average age of marriage from when our parents got married to now, back then it was like early 20s. Nowadays it's early 30s is the average age people are getting married. So people
Yeah.
are getting married later. So first marriages, the success rate is significantly higher. I think the divorce rate now is like mid 20s percentage wise instead of it being like 50. The other thing is second marriages and on almost always end in divorce. So they can say 50% of divorces or 50% of marriages all end in divorce. And that's if you group all marriages together. First marriages, most of them last. Second marriages don't. Third marriages don't. And it just gets higher and higher the more number of marriages you have.
If you get married more than 3 times, you have a problem. Like,
Well, hold on. It could
My
be because
boss,
you keep
who's on
killing
his
your
like
spouses.
20th divorce.
It could be because you're killing your spouses. Okay, so if you're on your third marriage, it could be because you killed the first three, or you first two, and now you're just getting ready to kill the third. That's different. That's a different kind of problem. Okay.
gold
That's
diggers.
accept.
That's
These are the
you're
people
running out of
we want.
holes.
These are the people we want in office. People who
Keep
kill their first two spouses so they can marry their third, and eventually kill them.
Yeah, I guess.
I think we
Um,
need to. I think next week we need to start doing speed runs for marriages.
That's right.
Marriage speed runs. I think I win.
Any percent.
Any percent.
Percent speed runs on marriage.
How fast can you get married and then get divorced, or have your partner die and then have the
I mean, I
marriage
can
end?
win this challenge right now if you want. I'll make one quick phone call.
Do it. You won't. Actually, don't.
You're right.
Do you
I'm
want-
not, I don't want to do that. She doesn't. She's been too good to me for me to just be that much of an asshole to her. Even though I already am, but to be even worse.
I need to trim my beard.
Call her
It's
up
all
on
scraggly.
stream.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you want to get married? But just for like a few minutes though.
Yeah, just for
Are
like
we gonna do what
1
Soup
minute.
does and just start prank calling businesses on stream?
John
I
and I
mean-
almost got married.
They did.
Oh yeah?
No, they did.
Actually though.
For real.
Daniel, Ben, John, and I, we were gonna go on a cruise, and John, he wasn't of age to
He wasn't
go
old
by
enough,
himself.
and so you either have to be old enough or married.
Yeah,
And so they were gonna get married so they could,
For the
John could go on a
cruise?
cruise with them.
and then I think Daniel, I think his dad can.
I
Or
wouldn't be
he
surprised if his
he
dad
was
could
gonna do
officiate.
he was gonna do the. He was going to officiate, and then Daniel said that he can get his dad to like do the paperwork for the divorce, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, isn't both of Daniel's parents divorce lawyers?
No. Both of his parents are lawyers, but they're not divorce lawyers. His mom isn't practicing as far as I know, and his dad is an army lawyer. So if you get court-martialed, he's the guy who shows up. But I don't think he's actually that kind of lawyer. I don't think he's a prosecutor. I think he's more paperwork side, but that's on a need-to-know basis, I think.
We need to know.
That's right.
Yeah, I need to know
Here on
this
the
minute.
Men Who Throw Frogs podcast, we need to know. To our one
The
viewer.
need outweighs everything
That's
else.
right. To our one viewer, you need to track him down and figure it out. Report back next week. We're going to start handing out assignments to our
your-
viewers. The rest of you go pick blueberries.
Why blueberries?
Why
We'll
not?
send you feet
You got a
pics
problem
if
with
you
blueberries?
complete the homework
No.
assignment.
Yeah, we'll send you Henry's feet
Blueberries
pics.
aren't necessarily my favorite.
All
Like
right.
they're
Well,
good, but
looks like we're auditioning for a spot on the podcast.
because blueberries
be-
aren't my favorite.
We'll be bringing the person from the dying in Dota pain, or rather the
If
person
that's what I
that
get replaced with,
dedicated to-
I'll genuinely start throwing frogs filled with C4 at Nate's house.
You know that it could be arranged. I'm sure that
It better
individual
not.
would very much want to take place in this.
Anyway,
Getting into dangerous
Anyway,
territory now.
yeah, that's for sure.
are you guys still in that same round?
Yeah, I can't die. It's a literal ability. It's called May GFAT bless you. Will not die. It's basically just an eternal troll ult.
Yep, you pay off Gaben, and that's what happens.
That sounds about
Yep.
right.
Is this yours?
He was just sitting in the back, but I figured fuck it, just bring him up. Get some of that
can't
stun
tell at
lock
this point.
going.
Is this the last round?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I'm
Good
just
thing
dead
I didn't
all the time.
activate my fucking double damage artifact.
Wow, I could buy back multiple times.
Exciting content here on the Men Who Throw Frogs podcast.
Don't worry, I've almost
Episode
killed
number
Kid
3.
Voker. I mean, what is your go-to berry?
Berry
Is it blueberries? Like,
to eat?
Probably strawberries. to
Blueberry,
go to.
strawberry, I think. Yeah. Raspberries are good, but they can have little seeds in them, and I don't like the little seeds.
what about your
Yeah.
go-to fruit? I feel like that'd be a better.
I love apricots. Apricots, peaches,
Really?
plums.
What?
Fruit with the big seed, the pits, pitted fruit.
Pineapple,
Peaches.
a good in-season pineapple
I'm not the hugest fan. Like, I like
or
pineapples,
mango.
but I'm not the
Mango's
hugest fan.
really good.
Mangoes are good.
Yeah, mangoes are delicious. Peach mango dum dums, arguably the best flavor. Fuck all you weird clowns out there that are like blue raspberry. Blue
you like how-
raspberry's
Hey,
good,
blue
but
raspberry's good,
stop being a
man.
child and grow up.
Do you like how Dum Dums has been making the same flavors for like 57 years, and they just don't give a damn? They're just okay. We're gonna keep churning them
No,
out.
they have other ones, but
No,
Well,
like
they don't even do advertisements. They
Nope.
just
no,
they don't even make new flavors. They're just like, hey, here's
I
the same
have them.
10.
no, I think it's downstairs. I had a big bag of dum dums next.
I'm
to me,
waiting
it's
for the day
downstairs,
that
I
when we
think.
get on this stream, Corval's just got like a bra hanging from somewhere in his room.
I do check just to make sure. I'll be honest. I do have to look around to make sure there's nothing suspicious sitting around.
What about butterscotch dum dums?
Those are good.
Nah, I'm not a huge fan of butterscotch.
The only thing I really don't like is Mexican candy,
Really?
like chili candy.
I
Yeah.
could see. I could understand that though. I like it, but I could understand it.
For me, candy's sweet. I don't want spicy or salty candy. It depends.
Salted
Like
caramel.
the peanut butter pucks. Those are the
Oh.
rosas or whatever they are. So good.
What about, since it's Halloween season, those fucking like orange packing peanut candies?
The doorstop
to get it.
peanuts. Those are good.
I liked those, dude.
Yep,
There were a
I
lot
like
of
those
people
too.
that just were like, "Oh, those are
Those
disgusting."
are the worst. And it's just like, what are you talking
Hand
about?
them over.
Yeah,
See,
feed them to
the
me.
only candy I don't like is candy corn. I don't like
Candy corn for me
Yeah.
is like give or take. It's like,
I could eat maybe a few a year, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
you have
Yeah,
some.
but
You
if
don't
it's
just sit there and
like
be like,
you-
"Oh, blah, blah."
If you had to eat a whole package, that
Oh,
thing
yeah.
would take me like.
It's
10
like eat
years
this
to
package
eat.
of candy corn, or I'll shoot you in the head. It's like just start pulling the trigger and let me know when you run out.
I could maybe get a handful down, and after that, I'm puking my guts up.
How about those strawberry candies where it's like the little oval hard one and
Oh,
the green
yeah,
stem
yeah.
on the wrapper, and it's
Yeah.
filled with like strawberry jelly or whatever it is?
Those are okay.
Those are good. I
Well,
like the
think
Werther's
about-
butterscotches.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Those are
Again,
so
don't
good.
like butterscotch.
What about Smarties? What do you about think about Smarties?
Which ones are Smarties?
I just don't like
Smarties
the
are the ones that
texture.
come in the little rolls, right?
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
that you
little
take
rolls.
the two ends and you grind them together like this, and then you hold it
And
up
then
to your
you
lung and
snort it?
inhale it and go, and then you can go, "Pah," and then a little smoke cloud comes out, so you can smoke your Smarties when you're a kid.
Well,
Think
literally
you're
every
hella
kid
sick.
did, thinking they're cool.
I remember snorting Smarties in high school.
Yep, there were always those people too.
It was a dare. And then
Tootsie
weeks
Rolls.
later, somebody's like, "You won't snort these Doritos." So I sat there for probably about 15 minutes crushing them up just to make sure they were a powder, and it hurt.
I
It hurt
remember
significantly.
in middle school, everyone was for some reason was always after, and I got some of them here somewhere I think, or maybe I threw them away on accident. The drink powder mixes, you know, the little plastic ones you just like
Oh
take and
yeah,
you put in
like
water
the little
bottles.
Yeah,
Kool-Aid
yeah.
ones, water
Yeah,
mixers.
so people
Put 'em
were
in and
always
shake it
after
up.
those, when I was at school, and they liked them to do a couple different things. There was always the kids who snorted them, but the main thing we
Hi.
would do is you take them and you pour a little bit on your hand, and you hold just the tip of your tongue just inside of there, and you see how long you can go, and it starts to burn after a little while, and it's really, really, really sour. And
And
I
very
remember,
bad for your tongue.
yes, and I would remember always bringing extra drink packets, the Kool-Aid packets, so I could trade them away for the top shelf item in my middle school was Oreos. And so I would always trade them away for Oreos because kids wanted them for whatever reason, probably because they could feel like they were cool and doing drugs. And
I always
like, okay.
had gum. And from middle school through high school, I always had just packs of gum. Just in my backpack. And then,
Senior year, I
was like
probably went
junior
through 2 packs of gum a week.
oh
It
dude, I went
was,
through packs a day. Just handing out gum for any class that I would actually show up to.
Oh, I was just
'Cause
chewing
people
for
always knew
myself.
I had it. People always knew I had gum on me, so anybody would just walk up to me like, "Hey, bro, can I have a piece of gum?" I don't know you, but here. They'd walk away.
Lace it with something. That's
there
what
you
I
go.
would do,
Get a
probably.
customer.
But
Customer for life.
Man, I need some of that gum, man.
Come on, man.
gotta have some of that juicy fruit, bruh.
I just need one more piece, man. Come on, just one more.
Gum, and then eventually I made the huge leap and started buying those big. It's like a 10-pound bag. They're like that big of fucking Dum Dums. They were sold at Sam's Club, and I just
man.
would. I didn't have an actual backpack back in those days. I had that string bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even
that was my
remember those were called.
backpack.
The ball sacks.
But
Gym
that was
bags?
my backpack. So
yeah, the gym bag. I mean,
I would
people put
just
their
dump
your
it.
basketballs in there, so they called it a ball sack.
yeah, I don't think that's what they're called, Henry.
That's what kids called it at my school. Okay.
Kids at your school are weird.
Yeah, we didn't call them that. They were just drawstring bags.
But I would literally just upend the Dum Dum bag into it till it was full, close it off, throw a few other things in there, maybe some snacks, big bag of chips or something.
Teacher
Just
asks
sit
for
in
your
the class.
homework. You're like, nah, I just got Dum Dums.
I had this one teacher named Miss Royer, and she fucking hated me because she took her job very seriously.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she like, and this is in high school. She would give lectures like every single class. It wasn't read through the textbook or anything like that. no textbook. She would stand in front, write everything on the board, and just say. And she would get so mad at me. Eventually, I was just like, you know what? Just so she stops yelling at me, I would get into the classroom. I would ask somebody for a pencil or a pen, and then a piece of paper, and would just sit there and literally just copy down what she wrote on the board exactly, which was literally just like the word. So it's like, oh, this is what we're talking about today. So this, and then just any other keywords that would go into that subject, she would put on the board. That was exactly what I wrote on this paper. She would get so angry at me. It's either that or we had folders in that class. We had to keep all our papers in, like our graded papers and shit. I would just draw on that throughout the entire class. The days that I would show up, she would get so mad at me. She hated me. I took her first my sophomore year, and she's very strict. Our school had a dress code because we had to wear like school uniforms and shit. So you had to wear stuff like if you were gonna wear a jacket or anything, it had to be school colors. And she was like, "Gray is not a school color, and neither are all these other ones." And one of the ones she listed off was bright orange. She's like, "I hate the color bright orange.
Oh
It
yeah.
is the ugliest thing ever." And immediately popped in my head. I was like, "I have an Under Armour jacket, like Under Armour hoodie, not like one of the zip up ones.
Yep. Add it
That
to
is
add to the cart.
dark. It's a charcoal gray on the outside, and on the inside it is a bright orange." So I was like, I know exactly what I'm wearing to her class now. Every day I would show up wearing that. And she's like, "You have to take it off." Okay. Take it off, set it right there on my desk just so she could see it. Fuck's sake.
School.
Remember she asked me, like, "What do you bring to class? You never have anything ready. You're always asking other people for stuff." And I took my bag and I dumped it on my desk. Just let all the dum-dums and gum and snacks and shit just fall over my desk onto the floor. I was just like, there you go. That's it.
I remember we.
It's like, you were going to fail in life. Here I am now. I make more money than her.
Oh yeah.
You probably
Oh, yeah,
made
I
more money
failed.
than she ever will.
I
I'm a
had
teacher's
I had a substitute teacher, and this teacher we've had before, and she teaches just any class, and we all kind of knew that she was a little crazy, a little neurotic, and so we decided, of course, we're high schoolers, so what are we gonna do with a neurotic high school substitute teacher? We're gonna fuck with her, and she's sitting there and she goes, "All right, everybody, I always like to start every class off with 1 minute of silence. So let's go ahead and get started." And she's looking at her watch, and somebody cleared their throat. And I looked over, and I was like, I looked at them, and they looked around, and they made eye contact with me, and I was like, okay, here we go. And
thus the chaos begins.
we sat there, and we did it again. And we did it again. And somebody would clear their throat, somebody would close their binder, somebody would set the books down, somebody would do something else, and she would restart the 1 minute. And
So nothing gets done the entire class.
And
if she wants
the kids
one
in the front of the
solid
class,
minute
the
of
good
silence.
kids, are all like,
Checkmate,
"Guys,
teacher."
come on, we need to get started." And we keep going.
Not my
and
job on the line.
We're letting it go this time. We're seeing it like we're letting it go out. All those kids in the back are like, "All right, we're done." So she's getting to the end, and one of the kids at the front closes her book, makes a sound, and she starts over. And all the kids in the back row just erupt in laughter. And the good kids up front, they all couldn't help but smile a little bit too. And so the good kids started doing it too. And so we're making her start over, and it's been 15 minutes or so now. And she's like, "All right, we're going to do 15 seconds." And she's counting the seconds. And all of us just like keep doing it, dragging on until like 20 minutes had passed. She's like, "All right, we're going to start class." And all of us were just like, yes! It was so awesome. We wasted easily 20 minutes by just sitting there and just somebody would... and then somebody would close a book, and then it would just be... It was stupid, but it was so damn hilarious.
See, me, it would have just been rappers. Or throwing something at the trash can.
Somebody did that. Somebody got up and put something in the trash can. She's all, "Sit back down. We're good. We're going to start over." It was so funny.
Fucking
Such a good day.
substitutes.
No
We had one
doubt. I
substitute that
think
was
he
like a
came in the next day and was
senile
like,
old
"So I got an
man.
interesting note from the substitute," and we're all like, "Oh yeah, what'd she say?" Apparently, you guys weren't very good. I don't know.
She wasted 20 minutes of our class time.
We told him what happened, and eventually the kids in the back owned up to it, and we just started telling the story. And he was just shaking his head, and he's like, "All right, let's get started." Because he probably would have been like, "Yeah, I would have done the same thing, but didn't want to admit it. It was just like, let's just start class. Don't want to waste time, you morons."
We had a substitute that used to pop into my whatever like social studies it was my sophomore year. And you could get him ranting on anything because he was a huge conspiracy nut. So anytime our teacher would have him as a substitute, we'd be like, all right, how are we going to kill an entire class period this time? So somebody like, what did you see on the news today? Like literally anything that your parents would have had on the TV. Come on, like we need something.
Right.
And somebody was like, did you see that thing where all those birds just randomly died on the news? Wasn't even a real story. Just I think it was Josh who just shouted it out. And then the guy goes, yes, the birds aren't like something the government's doing. They're killing off all the birds. And he went on for at least 20 minutes after class had ended. Like the bell rang. Other students were waiting to come into class, standing outside the classroom, and he was still going. And we're all just sitting there like in tears, trying to hold back as much laughter as we can because this senile 80-year-old man is standing up in front of us, ranting and drawing shit on the board. It was
Birds.
this one teacher. We had this one substitute named Miss Necessary, and she was a fucking psychopath. But
That was her name,
junior.
was Miss Necessary, or that was her nickname?
Her last name was Necessary. That is her birth last name, Necessary.
Criminy.
She substituted at I don't remember what.
And let me guess,
year
she was single.
quit. I don't actually know. We never knew anything about her personal life.
You just torture him.
I had her. This one girl in my classes freshman year. I had her in 6 out of my 7 classes, and she hated this girl. So anytime I had Miss Necessary as a substitute my freshman year, I knew nothing's going to get done because she and Teresa are going to fucking get into it and they're going to go to blows and it's going to be hilarious.
Did they ever
Nothing is
actually
gonna
go to
fucking
blows?
happen. No, they never like actually fist fought or anything. But Teresa is just super ratchet girl and she is very full of herself, very cocky. Just an absolute tool. Like almost everybody at her school hated her, and like her parents were like her mom was 100% on Teresa's side, no matter what it was. Like Teresa could have sucker punched some other girl, the mom would have been down there saying, "I'm suing this entire school for my daughter having to do this and defend herself, or having
Yeah.
to teach this other girl a lesson." Dude, she and Miss Necessary would go to wars with each other, just yelling and screaming in the classrooms. Oh, it was some of the funniest shit ever. Oh my! Some of the people I went to high school with, I can't believe some of them are still alive. Good lord.
That'd be
I always thought
sometimes.
I always thought it's funny how like Hollywood or any movie or TV show or like anime, they always portray high school as like the pinnacle of your life, you know, like that's the best like moments of your life.
I hate
And I
that.
always think back to high school, I'm just like,
Oh man,
man,
I
that's such a
hated high school.
stupid time. I'm glad I'm
It's not
glad
like
I'm
looking
with
back
that.
on, you're like, this can't be real. Like none of this shit should have actually happened.
Oh no way.
Yeah, there's a lot of dumb stuff that happened, but
Me and kids got away smoking a blunt in a chemistry class, just because our teacher was so old and just oblivious. Just never noticed anything. We just sat in the back of the class and did literally anything.
I remember I would go for lunchtime. I would go to the parking lot with my girlfriend, and
Stunting.
there were kids in the parking lot drinking Everclear.
Yeah.
Just out of water bottles, and it was just like I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know they did that. And my girlfriend was like, yeah, that's just what they do. This is where they go to do it. And I
Just
was like,
happens.
all right. And yeah, it just happens. I mean, kids go to school drunk. They go to school high. They go to school sell drugs,
They do
take
their
drugs.
ACTs on acid.
It happens. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, a couple kids. Yeah, there's a couple Mexican kids that on the regular they'd bring in like they'd have clear water bottles, but they'd have vodka in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like on the yard, and it's like you can smell it pretty easily, but it's just like nothing ever happened.
See, we would just dip across the street into the parking lot, go shotgun a bunch of beers, and then go right back across, just smelling like a brewery. Just go into class. Our teacher's like, "Are you drunk right now?" Nah.
Nah. If I ever told you how much I love
Restart
you,
class.
teach. If I ever told you how much I love you.
I always thought it's funny. It's just like can they really not tell that this kid's high or that
Oh,
this kid's
they can tell.
drunk?
Oh,
It's just
some
like
of them can tell they just don't care. It's
It's
like,
not
I don't get
worth it.
paid enough for this shit.
It's just not worth it.
That's why like my senior year, that fucking world history teacher I had, Banglas, he just didn't give a fuck. Like, he was like, I don't get paid enough for this shit. Like, I don't care what y'all do. We cheated on every single test we had in his class, and he knew. Tala lit up a cigarette in the middle of the class. It was in one of those temporary, like, trailer buildings in the back
Mhm.
of the school. I know I've told you all this story before, but he's like, Tala's just like, man, I'm stressed out. Reached in his backpack, pulled out a pack of Camel Lights, lit up a cigarette. Mr. Banglas, Tala, you can't smoke that in here. Take it outside. Like, what? Tala's like, all right, Mr. Bangles. Walked out, finished his cigarette right outside, put it out, walked back in. Never got in trouble, didn't get rid up or anything. Just, fuck it.
Well-
Had a just smoked one at school.
You got to think about it too, because teachers, one, like you said, they don't get paid enough to care about that kind of stuff. Two, if you report kids for being drunk, high on drugs at school, you say you call the cops on them, you could ruin the kid's life.
Yeah.
Kid could have a permanent record.
'Cause that's early in.
Oh, and that's crazy
It's something
early
you
in.
don't escape.
No, and if it follows you for life. And so a lot of these teachers, I imagine it's that either they don't get paid enough or it's not worth trying to ruin a kid's life over.
Unless it's a really devious, like, just evil child. Some of them will do it.
Yeah.
I remember I think it was the second time I did summer school. Some kids, like, bought some bud from a source
You?
and then just smoked it in the bathroom. No, I wouldn't have sold those kids. They were idiots. But I knew the one who they did buy it from, and I was like, "You're an idiot for this." And then, sure enough, they went and smoked it in the bathroom. Like, all our summer school classes took place in one building. The P building, I think is what they called it, because all of them were all
the
alphabetically
P
lettered.
building.
It was a science building, so they had all the nicer, larger classrooms.
Nate's laugh was more funny than the actual.
But
Beautiful.
they decided to smoke up during break in the bathroom, and it just smells throughout the whole thing. It's like, out of all the areas of the school that you could have smoked at, like, the entire rest of the school is still open. Like, you could have gone in the gyms, you could have gone into, like, the weight room, like, you could have done anything. And they went into the bathrooms, literally right outside the classrooms that they're gonna have to go sit in. And all the teachers were like, all right, what the fuck? So they had this whole investigation go down at our summer school. Those kids got hauled off to jail in fucking cop cars, just like, all right, you're coming with us. And just like, way to go, geniuses. You had all this area. Like, you could have waited. We had, like, maybe 2 hours left, but nope. We're just like, fuck it.
People are dumb.
Yep, they brought drug sniffing dogs. They searched everybody. They found the guy they brought it from, and it was just like, all right, I told you, don't sell to idiots. Especially at a summer school, it's like they're gonna be cracking down on certain shit.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of stuff they didn't care about. It's like we enjoyed it more. We enjoyed summer school more than actual class, just because you didn't have to show up in a uniform or anything like that. Like, you just come wearing whatever. And it was all just like busy work, like the shit you usually get from substitutes in class. They're just like, all right, here's some workbooks. Go through that. When you're
Go
done with
wild,
this,
kids.
sit there. So don't disrupt. Some of the teachers were like really fucking anal about certain stuff, like the one that did all the English stuff. But she was also a psychopath. She thought McDonald's was like some satanic cult that
It
was
is.
kidnapping
That's why I
children.
worship there.
She showed. She had a
I
video
do
that she
mass at
pulled up.
McDonald's.
No, she pulled up this video on YouTube and played it for us, and it was like an hour long, like rant that some guy was doing that the Jews ran McDonald's and they were kidnapping white children and cutting them up and grinding them up and putting them into the hamburgers at McDonald's. And she fully believed this. And then after that, like showing us that entire thing, she then went through all company logos showing us which ones were evil and which ones had hidden meanings behind them and
I'm sure she
which ones
changed
you
your
shouldn't
life.
go to. She was a fucking psychopath.
No, I think she's really onto something.
She's
there.
onto something, Corvo. She's probably working
What?
for.
That the Starbucks
what's
is
his name?
run by mythological creatures named
Yes.
sirens, and that's why they're on the
Yes.
logo.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that Walmart is a Japanese ploy because the Walmart symbol is a fucking sun,
Yep.
Yes.
land of the rising sun.
Yes.
Yep. Makes sense.
It took me a second to figure out what you meant by it's a sun, and then I figured it out. Remember when the Walmart logo had the smiley ball, the smiley face?
hmm
That's my
And
Walmart.
now the Japanese own it, and they're trying
That's
to
right.
get to all of us. Like,
No,
doing
Walmart's
something.
owned by Walt Disney.
God, I hope not. Is it really?
No.
God. I'd have to stop shopping at Walmart.
All right. On that note, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. Henry, you want to do
Wait.
the outro this time?
Wait, do you remember when IHOP for National Police Day that they used to give out free blue waffles?
Shut the fuck up. Did you see that for International Women's Day, Burger King tweeted, "Women belong in the kitchen"?
Did they really?
Yes. They really did. Burger King tweeted,
God, I love Burger
"Women
King."
belong in the kitchen" on International
Fast
Women's
food
Day.
restaurants, Twitters are like some of the funniest things.
Oh,
ever. Like
absolutely.
Wendy's is fucking savage.
Dude, whoever
I
ran
fucking
Wendy's
love
Twitter for the time it was awesome was just on point.
10
They're
out of
like,
10.
somebody tweeted at them was like, "Is it bad that I'm eating Wendy's in a McDonald's parking lot?" And
They're like, no,
Wendy's
you're raising
tweeted
the
back, they're
property
like, "Yeah,
value.
you raised the property value by doing that."
Dude, whoever ran Wendy's Twitter was awesome.
Ah, they were the best.
All right.
All
Henry,
right,
do the outro.
do we have homework for our one viewer? What was that? They need to go purchase a frog.
What Daniel's... Oh, no, Daniel's parents do. And then everyone else has to go get blueberries. Forage for blueberries.
Forage for
All
blueberries.
right, that's the homework assignment to that one viewer. Shout out to you, guy. And yeah, thanks for joining us. We're the men who throw frogs. We'll be here each week, Mondays, unless that changes.
Unformally known as the Hermetic Order of Frogs.
Exactly.
Maybe eventually to change.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yep.
See you
Have a
when
good
you
rest of
see
your
you.
week.